We're live now. All right, so we are in chapter 7 of Finite State Morphology, looking at flag diacritics. So we're going to zoom out so I can find the right page. And we are going to go through some examples. Should we start with Esperanto again? Okay. Let's find the Esperanto example. So we're going to be using the unification flag to start off with. And notice that they talk about that the funny @ sign is kind of an artifact, that when that notation was originally created, that the developers fully intended that no human should ever have to manually write that, nor should any human ever have to manually read it. But that when they created this toolkit, they kind of inherited that, and so now we get to use it. Okay, but the funny @ symbol notation is used by the toolkit to notice that this is a flag diacritic. So that is how the toolkit knows that this particular multi-character symbol that we're inputting is a flag diacritic and not just some other random symbol that you put in there. So there's a description of Arabic. We may come back and do the Arabic. We'll probably jump back to start with the Esperanto and then come back to the Arabic, or finish depending on how the time goes. The Arabic example is nice because it's talking about definiteness, indefinite versus definite. If you have the al prefix, then you can't then have an indefinite suffix. Okay, actually, we're here. Let's just start with the Arabic. So somebody give me the Arabic ISO code. You just don't know them all off the top of your head? ARA? All right. Okay, so, okay. There's probably one for MSR. Just give me the MSR abbreviation, or MSR, MSA, Modern Standard Arabic, because yes, there probably are other codes for different dialects. ARB, okay. ARB. Okay, ARB. All right, so we're going to have a nice little lexicon that has roots and articles in them. Okay, so we've got root and article. And we'll have a couple of multi-character symbols. Not quite sure at the moment why they're making those multi-character symbols. I don't think that's necessary for this case. We'll just use these. This is a FOMA file. Was it supposed to not be? It is the lexc file. Very good catch. Whoops. There we go, much better. If I had opened that in Text Wrangler, I would have noticed because the text highlighting would have worked. Okay, so what do we have going on here? We've got articles. So we've got an actual article or we could just have null as an article. Okay, so article could be, we'll start with all, and then we could go to stems. We're gonna leave off the flag diacritics and then we'll come back for them. Sorry, I don't type Arabic, and I don't know how the bidirectional would work in the FOMA file either. It probably could be done, but I have no idea how that would work. I don't know. Why do I keep writing stems? Okay. All right, so stems. So we can either leave it blank or put a 0. Okay. The book leaves it blank. I'm putting a 0 in. Okay, and then stems. We'll have one stem. A real language has more than one stem. Okay. All right, what does that mean? Book. All right, then we will put a comment, book. All right, so so far we could have al-kitab or kitab. Sorry about my pronunciation.
It was grating on me at first, but then it got better, so I was like, okay.
Feel free to correct me, especially if it needs more uvulars. I can definitely handle more uvulars. So what would the correct pronunciation be?
You're pretty good, actually.
Al-kitab?
Al-kitab.
Al-kitab?
So pronounce the L like more like an EL almost,
El.
and then kitab.
Kitab.
Yeah, with like a lighter A sound, if you want to call it.
El-kitab.
Yeah.
Arabic vowels have wonderful, wonderful alphabet.
All right.
A few of them, they just expand to fill the available vowel space.
Well,
So sometimes you can, depending on dialect, because there's nothing in it, you just kind of have to assume it's totally different, like Egypt and everything else.
Yeah, that's why, like, even if you know standard Arabic, you can't speak it anywhere. Nobody speaks it. They make fun of you if you speak it.
So I think the word for man in standard is rajo, but in Egypt it's regal.
Well, it's because all of the just kumra
And then, but even the vowel changes, because they're just like, and then it's like, regal.
It's so hard to like listen to that if you're used to hearing it as
all right. So, okay. So, what do these cases indicate? We didn't have this in the example right here. It was talked about in the text, though. So, what's going on with these? Should we look? It helps to know what you're implementing. That's why I was going to start with the Esperanto. Okay, here we go. So we've got definite, we've got nominative, accusative, and genitive in definite. Okay, so this is
I know what they're doing now.
definite, nominative, definite, accusative, definite, genitive. Okay? All right, and then we've also got these guys down here, which are the same but indefinite. Anybody know why it's a capital N? Does it change depending on circumstances? Is it underspecifying a nasality?
Some transliterations in Arabic use capital letters for things. I don't know if anything uses a capital N though. Some people use capital N for irradiated, for example, but
Okay, so there we've got our cases. We've got the,
To differentiate from the letter. Yeah, because it's the two. Yeah, it's like a marker instead of an actual letter, so that's why.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah.
it's not a letter.
So the N is when it's written in Arabic script, it's not written as the N letter because remember it's a what's the proper name? I don't know. it's a writing system without explicit vowels for the most part.
Uh-huh.
So that's why the U, A, and I are not definite letters either, but N can be a letter. So that's why to differentiate it. So basically, to make the UN sound, you just double the U in writing.
Okay.
So that's why it's different.
So there's a good reason for why it's that way. All right. And it's not important to what we're talking about here. Right? No. That wasn't a critique. That wasn't a critique. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference.
yeah.
Unless it'll mess up our FST, I don't think it should.
No. Okay. All right. So there is something going on there. There is a difference between the definite and indefinite endings. Okay. All right. So now the question is, how do we prevent a word like al-kitabun? Okay. How can we prevent all from occurring with the indefinite suffixes? Okay. So let's do it the old way, and then we'll try it the new way. Okay. So the old way, how are we going to do that? So let's go ahead and mark these with the underlying markers. Okay. So let's add some multi-character symbols. So we've been using the plus notation. You want to continue using plus? Okay. Well, as opposed to brackets. Okay, so plus def. Somebody pull up Leipzig for me. And let's get definite and indefinite and nominative, accusative, and genitive. Okay, and definite. Is it DEF? Okay. What about nominative? I believe that's plus nom, plus ac, and plus gen. Somebody verify that for me. So whenever possible, we want to adhere to the Leipzig glossing conventions. Yes, Leipzig glossing conventions. All right. That is as close to a standard as there is. Yes. I think that's a pretty accurate description. All right. Okay, so over here we want to say plus def plus nom plus def plus accusative plus def plus genitive plus indef plus nom plus indef plus accusative plus indef plus genitive. There we go. Okay, and over here we can do the same thing. We can say plus def on all. O. L. L. Okay, so this is the Central Illinois dialect of Arabic.
what all the amalgamation of my Arabic teachers taught me. I heard from all over the place.
Yes. All right. Okay, so we've got def, indef. All right, so now let us create a FOMA file. Okay, and how do I read in the, how do I start? How do I read in the lexicon? Read lexc, arb.lexc. and then define lexicon. Does that look right to you guys? Yep. Okay. All right. Here. Here. Okay. All right. So let's try that. Foma-f arb.foma. Looks good. Got some states. And we could even push lexicon and then view it. Or if we didn't want to do that, how could we do this at the command line elsewise, which we talked about last time, if I didn't want those things in there? -e, so I could do foma -e push lexicon -e view. Did it work? Can't tell. That's how you would put multiple commands in. It appears not to have worked though. What am I missing? They're not? Yeah. I did, yeah, I was, because before I did them separately and it didn't work. Okay, well, never mind then. It's otherwise doing what we asked it to do. Okay, so now, what do we want to do to get rid of this the way that we did earlier? So we want to define something that's bad. Define bad, and what is bad? Yes, in this case, what is bad? We are going to define, I'm asking you a very philosophical question here. What is the nature of evil? And the nature of evil is definite followed by indefinite. Yes. Sorry, this is a linguistics class, not other departments. Yes. All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some dialect of Arabic where that's accepted now.
But not in Central Illinois dialect. All right, so what is, what? All right, so I believe this was the notation. And what does that notation mean? Right, anything can be on either side. So it is as if I am doing question mark star something question mark star. Okay, so question mark star, so let's do it that way. So plus def question mark star plus indef.
When we did it with the end of brackets, we put those in quotes, or we put the plus def and indef in quotes. You have to do it this way also.
Yep, very good. So we want to make sure that the plus def and indef are single multi-character symbols. And so this is bad. Okay. And then define not bad is tilde bad. And now define grammar as what? Which is it? Is it the lexicon composed with not bad, or is it not bad composed with the lexicon? Why? Because that's the way FOMO works, but why? What's that? What does this mean?
Because the right-hand side argument is passed in as input to the left-hand side.
Let's go back to basics. FOMA. Remember this? Define lower to upper. Define A to Z. Now, if I want my grammar to give me a lowercase a to uppercase z, which order do I compose them in? This is what you do if you don't remember. Try a little toy example like this. Okay, so we want the sides that match to be together here. Okay, so in other words, we've got the function lower to upper that accepts an A and gives an A, and then this one accepts this and gives this. So it is as if I had done define lower to upper def. Okay, and now I want to say lower to upper A to Z. Okay, so lower to upper. So this is equivalent to lower to upper A to Z. Okay. What's that?
It's the opposite of the order you usually write it when you're writing it in the function notation, which is why it's always frustrating.
Yes. Okay, all right, so we want not bad, which has the definite articles and indefinite articles in, and compose with lexicon. Okay. Okay, so now let's look at the resulting things that we've got. We've got things with indefinite markers, things with definite markers, things with two definite markers, but we don't have indefinite and indefinite mixed together. So that's good. Okay, so now instead of doing this, so that'll be our first FOMA file. Okay, so now instead of doing this, let's make another one. And what do we need to change on the lex.c file? The answer is literally in the textbook. This one? Okay, so what does it mean? Yeah, we're setting the article feature to be present, okay? More formally though, we're unifying it. So this is somewhat more subtle than what we talked about at the beginning with the setting using the P flag and then requiring with the R flag. This says, look and see if any value has been previously set or defined for this feature. If nothing has ever been set, then we're going to consider it underspecified or neutral is how the book describes this. So that setting is neutral. It is, I think underspecified is a better way of thinking about it though. It hasn't been set one way or the other. Okay? If the condition, so when we run into this flag, if the condition is underspecified, then we're going to unify it. And if you unify something that is underspecified with something that is specified, you get the specified version. Okay? So this will mean that the article flag is set to present. Okay? All right, so the article flag, so let's go back to the book and see how they did it in the example. So on al, they marked article present. Okay. And they didn't use the definite markers. Let's get rid of them for now, and then we'll come back and maybe add them back. Okay. So here they said al is going to unify article to present, if possible. And then they added a different continuation class. This makes things a little neater in the writing. We could just put art absent directly on all of the indefinite articles here, or we could make this separate continuation class. Either are equally valid. Okay. Okay. There we go. And what's going to happen here is that we'll have all of these available to us. So we can start off with all, L. Now I get why it's transliterated as EL. Why isn't it always transliterated as EL? Because in some dialects it's pronounced al.
The underlying phoneme is an ah, and it appears as an ah in some places.
Right.
There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful
Okay. Okay. You talk about this in what? Phonology? You've taken Arabic. The rest of you, where did you learn this? Oh, you took Arabic. Okay. Well, that would explain it. Okay. Right. So we've got al. El gives us the article present. El Dorado. Yes. I think that might be a different language.
I know, but it really does help specify if you think it that way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now down here, we're going to try and continue. And the machine will have paths that allow us to continue from L to indefinite case. But the lookup tools are going to see that here we're going to try to unify again. You're going to try to unify article present to article absent. It's going to fail. That unification is going to fail because it's already been set. And therefore, it will prevent us from following down these paths. Okay? Which means that we don't have to have that definition over here that we previously had, the not, the bad. Yes. Okay? Then we can just push lexicon. And then pairs. And now FOMA-F. Here be with flag diacritics.foma. And there we go. So let's verify, did it work? I'm still using the wrong file. Yes, I am, because I need to change this to be with flag diacritics. There we go. So actually, in this one, we should have yes, and we do. We have the wrong ones. So I read in the lexc file without the flag diacritics, and we got the incorrect cases that we didn't want. Now if I run it again, now we don't. So this looks much nicer. So we've got these words with the prefix, and they are all definite. We've got words without the prefix. Half of them are indefinite, half of them are definite. And we do not have words with the prefix that are indefinite, which is correct. Okay?